Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. It's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
The folks here, they are bundled up, but they're ready for football as you get a look at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the Baltimore Ravens. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The reigning league MVP Lamar Jackson trotting onto the field and leading the way now in his 3rd season in the National Football League as this Baltimore offense gets set to go.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Jackson on first down. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A collegiate star here in the Buckeye State, it's J.K. Dobbins. And some oohs and ahs from the crowd as he jukes his way forward for a couple of yards.
2 yards.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 11 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game, because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working. And they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
Trying to stick with Dez there, got too physical, pass interference.
I like your note there, so physical. Hard for any defender to cover Dez Bryant without drawing a pass interference call.
They'll run here with Edwards. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. Jackson's going to keep it. And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. Well, that's a solid opening drive, and nothing fancy there at the end, just pounded in.
That felt like old school football, didn't it? All right, down at the goal line, and not only were they able to punch it in, as you just emphasized, they did it against a goal line defense that's stacked to stop the run. So if you're on that offensive side of the ball, you feel great about yourself right now. You're actually able to dominate a group that expected you to run the ball and still punched it in.
And the Ravens lead at 7-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Cleveland offense, and here's Baker Mayfield, former Heisman Trophy winner, ready to go at quarterback.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Ball carrier.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Third and 3.
Third and short yardage. Mayfield. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And he is going to have a Browns first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here, game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. Well, and you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Number 24.
A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 18 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
He's having a nice season, and he knows where he ranks in the league. Don't ever let a running back tell you that they don't know that. They do. So what he's doing now is lobbying the offensive coordinator all week long. Hey, how about a few more touches? He's one big game away from maybe leading the league.
Mayfield tosses one complete to Landry, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. But you might remember Nick Chubb, he had a heck of a game last year in Week 4 in what turned out to be a 40-25 Browns win over these Ravens. He finished with 165 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Of course, never fear for the Ravens, though. After that loss, they went on a run. They would win their next 12 in a row to finish the regular season at 14-2. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Now Chubb. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Mayfield on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Calais Campbell able to record his 5th sack of the season.
brought down back.
And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ravens 7, Browns nothing.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. From the gun, Mayfield, and finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and he'll be taken down here at about the 11.
On the carry.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Harrison. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8. At the Ravens.
A run for Nick Chubb. Oh, Chubb fumbled it.
Nick Chubb, the ball carrier. A fumble on the play.
Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this,
it is cold.
And it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. He's got it up to the 15, showing off some fancy footwork there on the play. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Jackson. He uncorks it for Snead. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
This is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. Yeah, this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. And not a great punt here, out of bounds in the air. They're going to say this one doesn't even get to the 40. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
And now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
It's on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Mayfield on play action. Judon in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. It's his 3rd year in the league. Not a rookie, not even a sophomore. He's got to know by now when to get rid of the football.
Yeah, so much for the internal clock. I think we put an external clock on now. We went plus 5 seconds. The ball's got to get away from him. Otherwise, that's the end result.
Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. And it's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 3rd and 19, no problem as they're able to convert.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The ball carrier.
2nd and 7 from the 20. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. This pass complete to Higgins. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Mayfield on 3rd and 2. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he is going to have a Browns first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Rashard Higgins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Cody Parkey lining up for the extra
They
point.
had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Looking downfield for Dez. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now after that sack, it's third and long for Jackson and the Ravens. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now a timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Here's Sam Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by...
And maybe getting a little too cute there on the punt return. Sometimes they forget paramount holding on to that football.
I really do believe most of the return guys think to themselves, when I get the ball, I'm going to make the play that's going to change the game.
I'm going to break it.
I'm going to break it. And you love that they have that attitude, but your point is so well taken. What do you have to do? First and foremost,
hold on to it.
Take care of the football. That's all he needed to do.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and upwards the incompletion.
And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but now it'll be third down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up third and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. And he's got Snead. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now a timeout taken.
A gain of 16.
Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. From the 13 now, they work on first and 10. To throw again is Jackson. And it's caught. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That's the end.
So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte, where it was the Panthers who were able to come away with the home victory. Teddy Bridgewater leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, it's off to Southern Nevada. Check out the action going on beside the neon lights of Las Vegas. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. 23-17, the final score. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And things didn't work out so well as they fall to the visiting New England Patriots. 28-14 was your final score. Meanwhile, in our game, each team able to manage just 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 is our score. And for the call of the second half, we send it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Justin Tucker is a kickoff for Baltimore.
Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
At the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the pick.
And again, it's Chubb.
2nd and 2.
He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy.
And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7.
He was tackled at the
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. So that'll back him up 5. They go play action here on first down. That is caught at the 7. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there of 22. It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability that Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
That gets them 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Well, Lamar Jackson remembers 7 rushing touchdowns in his MVP season of 2019, and he's into the end zone here as well.
And when you hear that 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019, doesn't it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, you almost expect more, right?
Yeah, in your mind, you're thinking Lamar Jackson got in the end zone a bunch more. That might be what he does in 2020.
Tucker now for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Now here's Johnson. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
And the Ravens defense, they get ready and they trot back out onto the field. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10, right at the 30. They'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Chubb. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Here's Mayfield. Able to shake him off. And he's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
1st and goal.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ravens 14, Browns 7.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That'll go as a loss of 5, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, Mayfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, we know he can run the ball. There he shows he has the ability to do a little bit more.
That's what you call a complete player. A guy who can run it, catch it, probably can protect the passer when necessary, but his skills are best used when you get the ball in his hands.
And that's the thing. When you've got an athlete like that, you want to get the ball to him in multiple ways, right?
Without a doubt, because he often creates mismatches about who can cover him, whether he's coming out of the backfield or even lining up like a receiver.
Lining up for the extra point.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. And his kick is right through. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Taking over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the gun, it's Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Mark Andrews.
It's a first down on a gain of 10. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. Sheldon Richardson there to make the play. Seems pretty obvious defensively. A key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Stops shy of the 45 despite some powerful running.
Ball carrier.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Jackson.
Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. 2 division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Ravens have broken the tie. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Tucker now to add the point after.
Extra point.
It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. He'll throw from the gun. And he'll find Hall. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
1st and 10 at the 38.
First down, Mayfield. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Mayfield throwing complete there to Hooper.
That's good.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Over the is receiver Landry. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. And again, it's Mayfield. Open man is Higgins. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Fumble on the play.
And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yeah, the opportunity squashed. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another run here with Dobbins. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he will have a Ravens 1st down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows 1st down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. It doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Again, it's Edwards. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Consecutive gains of 1, 2, and now 3 yards brings up 4th down.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 4th down.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for the Ravens, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, it's a loss that could have implications on the playoff race as they fall to 9-4. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.